Two of the best drivers up here in front battling to take the top spot. As BZ goes around, huge crash. BZ has to hold his line. Oh, he overshoots it. Into the sand he goes, and around goes Carfreak. Carfreak goes to the lead. BZ has to get back up there and challenge, and around he goes into the 9. Huge crash. Crashing all over the racetrack. 4 cars. What's up, guys? One here, and welcome to the Polyphony Digital 200 for the Nascar Racing League Cup Series. A couple of notables here before we start this race as the cars are getting formed up. The drivers of the 9 and 24 have swapped cars. The teams and drivers have both switched over. As you can see there on the front row, Flutter's now starting in the 9 car and BZ's in the 24. Big change from Rick Hendrick as we're going into this season. Also back there, you'll notice that Lone Wolf has a rather blank-looking car. He had a mishap during practice and wrecked his primary. The team was fortunate enough to have a backup on the hauler. They didn't have time to dress it though, but they did get it suited up for the race. Coming around the front straightaway here, we're going to have a good race. Carfreak has his second career pole in this league. Coming down to the start-finish line, green flag is out, we are racing. Big push from the 24 gives Flutter the lead going into turn 1. You got to be really careful going through this turn, because if you just lay the hammer down, you're going to go flying into the sand just like that as 2 drivers go into the sand. Pokemon and Sobek both wreck off. No damage though, so the race is going to stay green for now. We look back up to the front of the field. Those 2 Hendrick cars are going to keep 1 and 2. This is a very technical track, but it's also has a lot of top speed sections with the straightaways, so it really makes tuning interesting for this track. BZ's a little slow as Carfreak's going to come by on the inside. Looks like he's going to take over second place. See KC in the 42 back there. He's had kind of an up and down season so far. He doesn't have a win, and he's been at the back of the pack for most of these races. Coming through the S's, Carfreak's on the outside, and BZ gets a run. No, he's going to go into the sand. Gets back into Carfreak, trying to get back on the racetrack. See that blank race car of Lone Wolf trying to hold it out of the sand. Looks like he's going to for now. As Carfreak's going to propel up to 3rd place, and KC's going to take 2nd place. And just like that, it looks like caution is out. Yes, caution is out. First lap of the race, and we already have a caution. We have reports that with that little wreck between Carfreak and BZ, it looks like they both took damage. We'll get pit stops underway as soon as we can, and then we'll get back racing. BZ's going to come in and take, looks like he's going to take 4 tires. Alright, cars are coming around for the restart here as Flutter is your leader, and he has chosen the right side lane to start out the race. We noticed that Carfreak chose the left side when he started. Maybe this is going to be a note to all drivers for future restarts. However, Flutter does have Carfreak behind him. That could have been his decision all along, just to start in front of the 14. Great view from our trackside camera here as green flag is back out. We are back racing. We got 3 Hendrick cars in that right side lane. Staying pretty even here as Flutter's going to try to go outside. Look at Lone Wolf go to the inside of Carfreak. No, he's going to back out as 2 more cars go into the sand to get off this restart. Sobek has a way better recovery. KC's in there as well. 3 cars spun out on turn 1. Everybody gets away okay as we look back up at the leaders. The 13 is in the sand. Battle for the lead. 2 of the best drivers up here in front battling to take the top spot. As BZ goes around, huge crash. That will bring out yet another caution as the 24 got ever so slightly into the sand and spun right into the 48. These cars are still running full, but I'm pretty sure NASCAR has declared that a caution. Yep, everybody else is driving slow. It looks like these 2 are going to race it back to the line. Big wiggle from Flutter as Carfreak's going to go to the lead. Caution is called. Caution is called. There might have been some miscommunications there with the team, but Carfreak finally heard it. and now the drivers are slowing down to pace speed. Technically, that was all under caution, so we almost had another wreck under caution. That could have been terrible. Getting set up for the restart as pit stops have cycled through now for the second caution of the race, and look who is on the front row. A rookie who has had a pretty bad season so far, starting next to a backup car for that Richard Petty team. You don't necessarily have to have a car that has all the numbers and sponsors on it. You just got to have one that has a good engine in it and a good owner behind it. Going down the front straightaway, let's see what these two front runners can do. Green flag is back out. Flutter's going to make it 3 wide on the restart. He's going to settle in behind Carfreak. That's going to work itself out going into turn 1. Will this be the third consecutive time that we have a wreck on turn 1? 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Lone Wolf's going to keep the lead, and the 48 goes into the sand again. Third consecutive time on a restart. Looking up to the front, side by side for the lead. Carfreak's going to take the lead back from that backup car, and here comes Rowdy right behind him in that 3 car. Looking at this special Office Depot number 14 car commemorating Tony Stewart's championship win in 2011. Pretty sure this team stated that they're going to run this car for 1 or 2 other races in this season. Caution flag has come back out yet again. It looks like for Sobek's wreck back there. So we're going to stack them up and restart again. Cars are getting filed up for the restart. The 43 actually pitted. You can see him back there in the tail end of the left side. Carfreak is still your leader as Rowdy's going to go way to the outside there. He's got to maintain pace and stay in his position. Carfreak has made the decision to restart in the right side lane. Looks like that's going to be a decision for all leaders now. So you got the Blue Moon dynamic duo starting in the right side, and then you have a rookie leading that left side line. Green flag once again as Lone Wolf is going to make it 3 wide. Going to see if all these cars can actually hold their line going through turn 1. As Rowdy's going to get a huge push from BZ and looks like he's going to get past Carfreak. Big hit with Carfreak. Are they 3 wide for the lead? Flutter has a run. Yes, no. 2 wide. Rowdy slides in behind Carfreak. What a move. There's BZ's going to come up to second place. What a move going through that tight turn. We look back here at this 13 car. He's charging from the back. He's up to 4th place now. Had a really good restart back there as one of the front runners in the left lane is now back in last. Casey's going to try to put the move on Pokemon, see if he can get around him. Is he going to carry enough speed to do it, or is he going to fall back behind by the time they get to the turns? He's going to do it. Casey takes over 4th place there. We look up here, Flutter takes 2nd place from his teammate BZ. Big drift, huge drift from both of those Hendrick cars. Wow. These Hendrick cars are charging. Carfreak has a pretty decent lead right now, but that could go away very quickly. Hear those tires squealing on those cars as they drive by our trackside cameras. Big wiggle there by the 48, trying to get past the 43. Cars are pretty evenly spread out right now as these Hendrick cars continue to battle each other. Big hit there from BZ. He's going to try to get around, but no, Flutter's going to maintain that gap. We must point out that the teams and the drivers are exactly the same as before. They just switched cars. So Flutter and his team went from the 24 to the 9, and then vice versa for BZ. Rick Hendrick never gave an official word on why he switched these teams, but it seems to be paying off as he's fielding a 2nd and 3rd place car right now. As we look back here, the third fielded Hendrick car is going to try to get around that backup car. Good place to do it if he breaks a little bit later than the 43. 43 goes way inside the green area on that track. Very slippery through that section, but he's going to hold his line. Here comes Sobek, side by side for 4th place. Sobek's going to get the... Oh, big crash back there. 42 and 13 around. 13, oh, big hit from the 3. Caution is back out as we have another wreck on that back straightaway. Everybody seems to be okay. The 42 is heavily damaged after that huge contact with the 3. Wow. Field is getting set for the restart here as we have just 3 laps to go for stage 1 in the Polyphony Digital 200. Front row, Hendrick Motorsports. The 2 drivers that switch cars are now starting side by side of each other. See what they can do up there. One of them's getting pushed by a rookie, the other one's getting pushed by a championship contender from last season. See what these drivers can do. The leader pitted under caution. Carfreak decided to come in and take some fuel and maybe tires. We didn't get to see what happened there. Green flag is out. 3 laps to go for stage 1. Not much of a push at all from that 13 to the 9 as the 24 is going to get a huge shove out to the lead. BZ is going to come down and block his teammate there. As Carfreak's really pushing that 43, almost 3 wide going into that very narrow turn. 2 Hendrick cars up there at the front 2. Oh, big contact with the 42. Looks like they're going to hold their line somehow. And there comes Carfreak. Starting back in 5th place, he's up there in 2nd, challenging BZ for that lead. Carfreak has a run on the outside. Can he make something go? Not going to get it done there as BZ's going to block aggressively through that turn. You'll notice here that Carfreak is staying on BZ's bumper. He's basically saying, hey, you and me pull away from this field and you and me will settle this. Carfreak almost had a run to the inside, won't be able to get it that time. That is exactly what these cars are doing. They're pulling away from the rest of the field. Carfreak's going to look to the inside, but BZ's going to carry that momentum on the outside and hold the lead. Coming across the start-finish line. There's your race right there as they sped right by there on that still cam. Carfreak's got to make something happen. He doesn't want to wreck the 24, but he knows he can get around him. Very awesome that that team was able to field a car like that. A very much classic for the 14 franchise. Carfreak aggressive braking, not going to be able to make a move on the right side of that turn. Carfreak can get around him, he just has to time it right. BZ aggressive braking. Here comes Carfreak on the inside, and there he goes, right there. Makes the pass just like that. Carfreak goes around for the lead. He's going to carry that momentum coming through that turn. Now he's going to drive away. Wow, BZ had a terrible corner exit off of that turn. Carfreak is just pulling away from him in a straight line. We look back here for 3rd. These 2 drivers are trying to make their way up there and try to challenge for 2nd if they can. Look at Lone. He's going to try something there. Is he going to get him? Yes! What a move by Lone in that backup car. He's going to take over 3rd place. Look back up at the leaders. Carfreak has a really decent lead over BZ now. Coming around to the start-finish line. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for stage 1. Side by side back there for 3rd. What a race. These 2 drivers, they're not going to let either one of them go. This is all for stage points. This is where it matters. You have to get as many points as you possibly can for that championship. Couldn't tell you how a team took a backup car off of a hauler and got it ready for a race at a track that's as technical as this one is. Big wiggle there by the 48, but Lone couldn't capitalize on it. He does have a run to the inside. This might be the perfect opportunity. There he goes to the inside. Sobek still has a run on the outside. He can't completely complete the pass. There he goes. He will now, though. Great move there by the 43. Great racing here for just third place. Imagine what these drivers will be doing if they could get up there for the lead. Sobek's going to go back to the inside and pass him again, but here comes Lone challenging right back. What a race. Big sideways drift by both of these drivers coming off the turn. Can Lone complete the pass? He's going to go around, but Sobek has the inside line for this last turn. Sobek goes around as Lone Wolf's going way to the outside. Looks like Sobek's going to get him. Looking back, Carfreak wins stage 1. And back here, Sobek's going to finally overpower Lone Wolf and take home third place. Great stage win for this 14 team, but what a race between those two drivers back there for third place. Extra stage point can go a million miles in this league. As we welcome you back to Monza Speedway, the cars are getting set up here to begin stage 2. We know that Carfreak won the stage, but that was just an incredible race back there between Sobek and Lone Wolf. Just for third position, it just shows you the dedication that these drivers have. In the back of the field there, you can notice that blank black car. That is the driver of the 41. Took them some extra time to get that car prepped for the race, but now they are entered in a backup car also. And obviously, Lone Wolf has shown that you can do quite a bit with a backup car. So here we go. Stewart Haas and Hendrick Motorsports in the front row. Carfreak is once again chosen the right side lane. Green flag is back out and we are racing stage 2. 3 wide back there again as Rowdy's going to go in the middle. BZ is not getting any help at all as Carfreak's going to get pushed by Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf's going to go to the inside. Is he going to stay there? Yes, he will. BZ's around in the sand. Looks like the 48 had trouble yet again there as well. Caution flag is out. Coming down the back straightaway here, we're getting ready for yet another restart for this race. As we can see, Carfreak's teammate back there in 5th in that backup car. He's starting to make his way up towards the front. And yet again, the backup car for that 43 car up on the front row. He's definitely making moves. Tell you, if I would have been racing him back there for third place, I'd be scared to start next to him. Coming down the front straightaway, green flag is back out. Going to watch these back few cars here because it seems like that 48 just has so much trouble getting through turn 1. Flutter gets into the grass a little bit there on the front straightaway. Look out, these Hendrick cars. Look out for that Stewart Haas car right in the middle as there's cars everywhere flying into the sand. 3 cars as the Hendrick Motorsports is just going to take the lead. Wow. And no, it looks like Carfreak actually has the lead. Still contact up front. Caution is out. Huge crash. I'm going to show you an instant replay of what just happened looking at the roof view of the 24 car. Coming through here, they're 3 wide up there in the second row deep. Backup car goes in, 42 goes in, and then the backup car to the 41 car takes a huge punt from the 13, and that just took them all out. What a crazy move right there in turn 1. Getting set for the restart here as Carfreak is your leader, and look what he has done. He is going to start on the left lane. Not really sure what that's all about, but as we look at who's behind the 48, that could be the big reason right there. KC is a veteran driver in this league. It looks like he wants to have him as a pusher versus Rowdy. Not sure if I'd be starting outside of the 48 though going into that turn 1, because he's had more trouble than anybody on that turn. Coming down the front straightaway here, Carfreak is the control car. Green flag is back out, and we are back racing. Wow, almost no push for either of those front runners. Sobek's got to be really careful because he's starting on the inside and in the front of the pack. Don't want to cause anything there as Carfreak's going to get out in front of both rows. Everybody's going to hold their line. Yes! No wreck in turn one for the first time in this entire race, quite frankly. Carfreak's around. Carfreak is around. Huge dive into the turn. Another huge wreck coming through that sharp section there. Caution flag is out yet again. Coming down the back straightaway here, the car's getting reset for the restart. Two backup cars starting side by side, and for one of the very few times this season, KC in the 42 car is your leader. Gonna see what happens here. There's been an awful lot of cautions for this racetrack, and a lot of them have happened in turn one. Drivers got to be really careful because the accelerating zone through there, you have to let off. If you just lay your foot into it, you are going to go sailing into the beach. Great start by the 42 as Flutter's going to just settle right in behind him. Now the 43 is going to go up there and challenge. 43 is now going to sail off into the sand. Big wreck there. Looks like he's going to hold it. The cars are running really slow. Do we have a... Yes, caution is out. Not really too sure why they called a caution on a one-car wreck. But alright, yet again, we're going to stack them up and restart. So many cautions. That is the story of this race so far. Green flag is out and we are racing again as Flutter's going to once again dive in behind the 42. We have not yet heard of why the caution came out. It looks like it was for the 43. Look at them pushing for the lead up there as Carfreak's teammate's going to get hooked up with the 13. And now he's going to push the 3 into the sand with himself. Two more cars wreck in turn one. Gotta look at this battle for the lead as Flutter's going to take the lead away from KC. KC's going to get right back though coming out of that turn. This line of cars up here is all trying to get up there and lead this race. So the last caution, one car, oh, big wiggle from the 42, here comes Flutter. Flutter's going to retake the lead going into the straightaway. Little bump there, another bump, 42's trying to stay with him. Big run there by Flutter, looks like he's going to take over the lead going to the end of this stage. Big wiggle, Lone Wolf's going to save it. Wow, neither Carfreak or Sobek could capitalize on that wiggle. Great recovery there by the 43. Carfreak's going to try to make something happen on the inside. Lone Wolf goes down the block. Big hit as he's going to go way to the outside. There goes Carfreak. Carfreak goes up to 4th, and Sobek's coming on the inside now to take over 5th. And once again, these two drivers that race so hard for 3rd place, now they're nose to tail once again. Here comes Lone Wolf trying to go around Carfreak. He will do it as Sobek's going to try to follow suit. Sobek's going to pass both of them. What a move as these three cars are battling for 4th place. Look up here at this battle for the lead. There comes KC on the inside of Flutter. He's going to retake the lead. What a move going through there. KC's trying to get his first stage win of this season. Really didn't have the day he wanted last week at Dragon Trail. Or Suzuka for that matter. We actually raced at Suzuka last week and Dragon Trail before. Won't do it there as going too wide through there is not the best idea. KC's going to get a nice run coming off that turn out into the sand. He's going to hold his line somehow. Here comes Flutter looking to the inside, seeing if he can get that lead back. Casey's going to hold his edge, although Flutter gets a big wiggle and a big shift in momentum. Side by side, 2 laps to go for stage 2. KC has not won a stage yet this season or a race, trying to get anything going. Last time he was in contention for a race win was Blue Moon in the playoffs last season. Flutter's going to take over the lead and hold it going through turn 1. As we look back at these cars that are just very competitive back here, Carfreak's going to fall back to 5th. This is going to be big at who can get the highest position out of these 3 cars, and they're probably going to catch the 13 before it's over. KC has fallen off the pace as Flutter's going to take primary leadership of the lead. 48's done it. 48 is there to challenge the 13 for 3rd place. Carfreak's around. Carfreak is around in the sand. Big contact there between these 2 drivers. Leader has not taken the white flag yet, and there is no caution yet. If they get to the white flag, next flag will end the race. The stage, rather. We're watching this leader right now try to come around and check the white flag because that's going to be it. There was a 2-car wreck back there, but nothing was called. Coming around the start-finish line, 1 lap to go in stage 2, so now the next flag will end the stage. Sobek is up in 3rd, and he's looking to see if he can go up and challenge for 2nd. What a run by that 48 car. We look back here, 2 of these damaged cars. Lone Wolf is back there. Looks like he's having all kinds of trouble after that contact. Carfreak is racing his teammate very hard to try to keep 5th place for those stage points. There's your gap to the leader as Flutter is just pulling away from the 42. The first race for Flutter driving this 9 car. Mountain Dew Baja Blast coming on board for this race. Trying to take this new car to a stage victory and the race. Must remind you too, this is the race winner from last week at Suzuka, so he's going to try to see if he can go back to back. No mistakes coming off of the final turn. KC's certainly not going to get there. Flag holder has the checkered in his hand. He is waving the checkered flag. Flutter is going to win stage 2. KC tried to rally back, but he's not going to get there. And Sobek has an incredible run to get all the way back up to 3rd place to finish that stage. 2 Stewart-Haas teammates side by side. And the 41 is going to beat Carfreak to get 5th place. Wow. Coming into the final stage of this race. So a quick recap. The pole sitter won stage 1. He is now back in the mid-pack. Had a minor incident at the end of the last stage and just couldn't get back up there to compete. And the 2nd place starter has won stage 2. But we're looking at KC in this 42. He's been mid to rear pack this entire season so far, and he's looking to try to win this race. One final stage decided off with the Polyphony Digital 200. Green flag is out. We are back racing as BZ's wiggling back there, trying to get something going. Here he comes up the right side. Big push from that 13. Casey's going to settle in behind him. He's going to go to the inside as Nascar is going to fly into the sand. Flutter wants to keep this lead because if he can get the lead, he's able to drive away. And here comes Casey, really late braking. Flies through there to keep the lead. 3 wide back there for 2nd. Pokemon goes into the sand. He's not able to hold his position. Falls back. Pretty major corner cutting there for KC, but I think they're going to allow that because that was just a late braking and quite a nice tap as Flutter goes drifting through that turn. Flutter somehow holds his line as all of these drivers are now getting together to battle for third. BZ leading this mid-pack group of cars. We look up here at the front of the track. Two cars who have had pretty up and down seasons so far, kind of more down than up, but running 1-2. Both of these drivers trying to get into contention. Sobek back there being one of the Championship 4 drivers at Big Willow last season. He has not been able to come back from that terrible finish at Willow. Flutter's almost sideways again coming around this turn. BZ's going to hold third. Seems like something's wrong with that 9 car. Got to be really careful passing him. They're all going to get around and Flutter's going to fall back to 6th. Look up the lead. Sobek's charging for KC. Battle of the 40s, 42 versus 48. Just saw that slight lock up there on the rear wheels from the 48. Got to be really careful with that high braking zone. More smoke coming out of that 48 car. Man, he is locking up those wheels. And here he comes. He's on the bumper of that 42 trying to make something happen. Can't quite get the run off the corner, but he's coming. You look back here. Carfreak and BZ look like they're working together. BZ is going to go to the inside to protect that line. Doesn't want to get passed by Carfreak going through the S's. AC has the preferred line. No, Sobek passes him completely and takes over the lead. What a move for that 48 car and Hendrick Motorsports. You look back here. Carfreak has passed BZ for third place. These leaders don't want to look back, but that pole sitter's coming. Carfreak currently has 2 wins this season. He won the opener at Blue Moon, then he won the race at Dragon Trail 2 weeks ago. This team has definitely showed the promise. They are showing that they are more than likely going to be a Championship 4 contender at the end of the season. Big spin back here. 13 is around and the 9's around. Big crash as they're stopped in the middle of the track. That'll bring out a caution. Cars are getting formed up here for the restart. As we see, Carfreak is no longer in third. He pitted. Looks like he had to fix a problem. He figured he almost chased him down once. He can probably do it again. And right now, this front row, very dangerous cars to be on the front row because they are battling each other to the bitter end. Coming down the front straightaway here, green flag is back out as those cars are going to fan way out. Carfreak's going to try to get a run on the left side, and he will. He's going to get all the way up there. Now he's going to fall right back to 6th place. KC is going to be battling both rows, trying to keep them both back there. Rowdy goes flying into the sand. Looks like he's going to stay on the racetrack, though. Nice save by him. BZ's back there in second, trying to get up there to KC. Brakes a lot more than KC does. He's going to lose a lot of speed. Looks like trouble with that 3 car spinning in the sand, and we had a car that was way back in there trying to catch up after the pit stops. Cars are coming down the back straightaway here. Not too many cars pitted, although Carfreak did pit again. So now he's at the very back of the field. Odd to see that car way back there. KC has to take on this defending series champion for this restart. Coming down the front straightaway here as green flag is back out. We are racing again. No help at all for KC, but KC's going to get such a good restart. He's able to pull in front of the 24. Single file line for this restart as we have 2 of the backup cars back there side by side again. Rowdy goes flying into the sand again. Not going to be able to get right back onto the racetrack this time, but wow. Yet another restart where turn 1 has some kind of an incident. BZ, look at BZ, here he comes! Series champion goes to the lead. What a move! BZ's got a good car, just has to get it going. His cars are spinning back there. 42 and 43 are around. KC's trying to wait to get back into the track. As we look back up at the leader, BZ is taking the lead, but right now he has Carfreak's teammate breathing down his neck. Here he comes! No, BZ's gonna block. Side by side for the lead. BZ threw a block, but here comes Nascar. Defensive line going into the inside as Nascar's going to overdrive it way to the outside. Almost spins out. Here comes Flutter. He passes Nascar for second place. Now he's going to lock onto his teammate's bumper for the lead. Cars are coming into the pits back there. Have a couple cars coming into the pits, actually. These Hendrick cars, they want to get away from that Haas car. Again, the two teams that have swapped cars, running 1 and 2. If we look back in the pack, the pole sitter seems to be having some kind of trouble back there. Looks like he's trying to signal to drivers that he's going to pit this time. Not sure if he hit anything or got into something, but he's having some kind of problem. This is a crazy battle for the lead between teammates. Flutter's trying to see if he can win back-to-back races, and BZ wants to get to victory lane for the first time this season. Little wiggle there from the 24, but Flutter's not able to capitalize. These cars are just trying to get away from the pack. That Stewart Haas car is trying to stay in tow, but you're not going to be able to keep up with these Hendrick cars. There's no way. We're looking back here at Carfreak. It looks like he's fixed whatever was wrong because he's no longer signaling that he's going to the pits. Not sure what that was all about, but these cars are really fanned out around this racetrack right now. We look here at Sobek. He had a pretty decent run last week at Suzuka, but during the final stage, and actually the few final laps at the stage and the race, he wrecked in the last turn. He could have battled his teammate in the 24 to win, but he wrecked. Same thing actually happened to Carfreak back there. He wrecked in the last turn, and he was completely taken out of contention. Every straightaway, these two Hendrick cars are pushing each other. As Nascar man's following way back. Through the S's, BZ's getting a nice run coming through there. He's actually gapped himself to Flutter a little bit now. BZ's driving an incredible race. We must talk about that driver because he is the series champion right now, the defending series champion. One of the wins came from a shortened race due to weather. The other one came from a driver that wasn't even him, just driving his car. They both counted as wins towards him, but he hasn't legit won a race. He wants to win a race by either green flag or he wants to actually race the entire race and just win it under caution. He wants to go out, he wants to do the work. He knows he can do it, but he has to do it first before he can say that he did it. Looking at this 13 car, he has not been able to make much happen so far this season. And right now he's trying to rebound. He's going to hit those rumble strips and almost spin it, but he's going to save it going through the S's. This driver is just really bad on points right now, and he's going to have some good finishes to be able to rebound and have a shot at the playoffs. I do feel like he could do it, but it's just, he's not showing much. His late braking, oh my gosh, he's going to slide into the sand! Right into the wall, huge contact! He is driving that car away, as that was one of the biggest hits we have seen in this league. Official word from NASCAR is that will call a caution. That was a huge wreck. Cars are coming down the back straightaway here. And we have a major shakeup as Sobek in the 48 is going to take the lead after pit stops. Got Hendrick Motorsports on the front row once again. The 9 cars falling back almost to the last place spot. You can see once again, Sobek chose the inside. He's been pretty good going through turn 1, but anything can happen. And you see there, Carfreak is starting right behind the 24 as we're going to see if he can push him to the lead. Coming down the front straightaway, green flag is out as the 13 is going to shoot to the inside. Falls back in line there, not to cause anything. Bumper to bumper, 2 rows deep. Carfreak's not going to be able to get BZ up to the lead, as BZ's going to hold that line to the outside. Coming through the turn, beating and bagging 3 wide. Flutter almost had a huge instant there, but he's able to hold his line. Look at the barriers flying in the track. Flutter's around. Flutter is around. Huge crash. Carfreak's around too. There goes Sobek, almost getting into both of them. 42's around in the sand ahead. And now Flutter's around too. Here comes Carfreak around. Oh, he gets right into him again. A whole bunch of crashing after that restart. Caution is once again back out. Cars are getting ready to come through the S-turns here under this caution. A lot of shakeup on this field because there have been a lot of wrecks and a lot of pitting under this caution. We see here that Carfreak's in 3rd place and Rowdy's in 4th place, so BZ's going to have to pick his lane wisely, and he's going to pick the left lane. He wants to choose Carfreak as a pusher over Rowdy. Very interesting call here. That could win him or lose him the race. Laps are also starting to wind down here at Monza. Polyphony Digital 200. BZ's trying to get his first win of this season, and also his first legit win by his standards. Got a backup car on the inside lane there, but a very dominant backup car. Carfreak's trying to get to his bumpers. Lone Wolf's going to slide in front of Carfreak. Everybody almost went single file immediately there. Pretty nice move by all the drivers. Lone Wolf's trying to go for the lead as Rowdy's going to go into the sand yet again. Not the first time that 3 car went sailing into the beach. BZ is your leader right now. Big wiggle from Lone Wolf. He's going to fly off the track. Here comes Carfreak trying to battle up. He's going to take over 2nd place. Big hit to KC into the wall. Huge contact. Laps are really starting to wind down here at Monza as these cars are getting formed up. Carfreak and BZ are the front row. The 2 fastest cars on the track today, judging by the lap times. BZ's just got to hope that his Hendrick teammate behind him can give him a push. Carfreak's got a rookie behind him that has proven to not be a good pusher on restarts today. Green flag is back out. We are racing. This could be the race right here. 3 wide for the lead up there. Rowdy's going to go around Carfreak. Not push him, but go around him. What a move right there. Almost 3 wide for the lead. Is Rowdy going to go to the inside? No, he can't. Cars in the sand way back there to the back of the pack. Now look out here. Rowdy's going to break really early. He's going to get into the 24. 24 shoots off track, and there goes Rowdy into the fence. Carfreak's going to take over the lead. Caution is out. NASCAR has called another caution. This is unbelievable how many cautions we have here today. Cars are coming down the back straightaway here for this restart. There's going to be 2 laps to go at this restart. So the word from NASCAR is this will be the first attempt at a green-white checkered. If this doesn't work, they're going to have to line them up again and go into overtime. So again, all BZ needs to do is just get around to the white flag if he can take the lead on this restart. And then the next flag will end it. But if we have a caution before the white flag, we'll try it again. Front row, defending series champion versus a backup car in the 43, which was also a championship contender. 3 of the first 4 cars are all previous championship contenders from last season. Green flag is back out, 2 to go at Monza. Big lead right there for Lone Wolf, but he's going to easily get past after the draft hits him. BZ is chasing on the outside. Neither of those front 2 cars have won yet this season. BZ goes to the lead. Sobek is off into the sand yet again. Look back here in the cars. They all got to get through the... Oh, big hit. Late braking from KC. 2 cars into the sand. Carfreak's going to take over second place. 2 cars have wrecked. We're waiting to see if there's a call. BZ is slow on the track. Caution is out. Too many cars wrecked in that incident, and that will bring out a caution, and now we're going to have to stack them up and do it again. Cars are getting set up for the second attempt at a green-white checkered. They looked at replay footage for quite a while there, and they made the decision that the caution was called before BZ lost the lead. So right now, BZ is still leading this race, and he still has a chance to go up there and try to win this race. But he has a very dominant 14 car that's going to try to challenge that. And not only that, but a 14 car that has a teammate on his rear bumper. Can Rowdy get up there and push BZ to the lead? Can Stuart Haas go to the lead? Green flag is in the flag holder's hands. We are back racing, second attempt. What a run by BZ as he's going to get well out in front of Carfreak. Carfreak's teammate was irrelevant right there, not able to get up to his bumper and help him at all. Big run to the outside. 48 goes into the sand yet again, and around he goes, and the 3. Coming down into these tight turns, BZ's going to brake extremely late. Really late braking for the 24. Carfreak's back there. He wants to do something. BZ has to hold his line. Oh, he overshoots it! Into the sand he goes, and around goes Carfreak. Carfreak goes to the lead. BZ has to get back up there and challenge, and around he goes into the 9. Huge crash. Crashing all over the racetrack. 4 cars. Caution is out. This race is not over yet. BZ is going to get up and going and hold third place. And now we have Stuart Haas. It's going to restart 1 and 2. Carfreak just narrowly avoided that 24 car. I'm going to show you an instant replay of what Carfreak just saw. Here's its roof cam going to try to pass the 24. You see here, BZ had a huge lead. He started pulling ahead of Carfreak. It was pretty much his race at this point. But late braking, he shoots out into the sand, and then he very quickly tries to get back onto the racetrack, and somehow Carfreak avoided him. What a move. Cars are coming through the S's, getting reset for this final restart of the race. This will be the final attempt at a green-white checkered. The rules for this, whenever the green flag waves, the next flag will end the race regardless of when it happens. If a caution comes out in turn 1, that will end the race. We have 2 Stuart Haas cars on the front row. They have to try to get something going. The way they're looking at it is, that team knows that the 14 is faster than the 41. So we're going to see how that plays out, because Stuart Haas just wants to get to victory lane regardless. Doesn't really matter which car does it necessarily now. Although Carfreak is running for a 3rd win, and if he gets that win, he is automatically locked into the playoffs. Coming down the front straightaway, this is it, the final attempt. Green flag is out. We are racing for the final time at Monza. Look at the terrible restart by the 41. He is going to hold up that teammate of the 24. Still holding up. Now both of those cars go around the 41. Not sure if that was intentional, but boy did that give Carfreak a huge run to take the lead. There he goes, 41 sails into the sand. He probably feels like he's done his job. BZ's going to try to look to the inside. A little bit late braking there for the 24. Carfreak's going to hold the lead right there, and now we're coming to Carfreak's strongest part of the racetrack. He was able to drive away from the 24 multiple times in this section. Clean quarter exit for the 14. BZ's got to get something here. If Carfreak leaves here, it's probably over. Carfreak's going to get a huge gap now between him and the second place car. Looks like BZ's teammate was never able to recover what the 41 did to him. If Carfreak can get this win, he has guaranteed himself a lock into the playoffs. We all recall back to last season when he almost wrecked a championship, but he didn't. Coming down to the start-finish line. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Carfreak is thinking of one thing right now, the postseason. This win will basically ensure that he doesn't have to worry about winning anymore for the rest of this season. He can certainly contend to do so, but it's not required to make the playoffs. He is currently the points leader by a pretty decent gap, and if he wins this race, that's just going to get bigger. This driver has showed that he can do everything to contend for this championship. We look back at the challenger, defending series champion. He fell back off of that last restart, and he's trying to get up there to see if he can do anything. Carfreak is just driving away. He is determined. He wants this win. He wants that guaranteed lock. Coming through the S's, Carfreak's going to look like he's going to get through there pretty smooth. Brakes a little early just to guarantee he can get through there safely. BZ's really wiggly. He's going to go into the sand. This is his last ditch ever. Way outside into the sand. Back in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to turn right. Oh, big hit into the 43. Huge crash. Back straight away. The 9 car's around. The 43's around. The 42's around. As we look up at the leader, Carfreak makes no mistake up ahead. We got to look back at that crash, but here he comes to the start-finish line. Carfreak's going to lock himself into the postseason. 3rd win of this season. What a race for that 14 car. As you see, KC's going to take 2nd place. His best finish of the season. Sobek's going to get through that wreck back there and make it okay to 3rd place. The 24 had a huge problem back there coming through the sand, and he just caused a huge pile up. As we look at Carfreak coming around the last turn, he is really going to do a big burnout for this crowd. An incredible race driven. Just what a race. A lot of times he found himself in the back of the pack for pit stops under caution. But this driver has come into this league. He has taken this league by storm. 2 wins in his debut season, one of which wasn't even in his own car. Now he's come into this 14 team, and he has locked this team into the playoffs. What a drive by this team. And what a better way to lock yourself into the playoffs than driving a car that honors Tony Stewart. What a drive, and he never stopped. Even being in the back of the pack so many times, he drove his way up to the front. This driver is going to be a very hard driver to beat. This has been the Polyphony Digital 200 NASCAR Racing League. I want to thank you guys for watching. And we will see you on the next race. So in case anybody was wondering what happens if NASCAR were to become a lowrider show. Yeah, pretty sure your hydraulics can't do that. If you can't pass these cars using the racetrack, then you can certainly use other methods. There's always the aerial method, as the 41 car just demonstrated right there. 42 car just wrecked big there as NASCAR is going to try to hold his line in the 41 car. Coming through the turn. Oh, big contact! Airborne goes to 41. And somehow he holds his line after that illustrious airborne collision.